Hello YouTube, it's William. Welcome to another video on small businesses. I guess it's a little talk, I'm not sure. But anyway, to further expand on my last video about the hidden truths of small business, thought maybe I would touch on a couple of other misconceptions. Working on my production master woodsman's here. Got about 10 or 12 of them ready to go out. About half of what's been ordered. Still a few left if you guys want to get in on the production runs. But a lot of people from the outside looking in, they see a price tag of $130 or $230 on this knife, and they hear that I've sold 10, 20 of them. Look at the WCSK, which we're in the 70s on serial numbers. If you want below 100, you need to get your order in. So they look at that $230 and they say, well, he sold 70 of them, so he's making a fortune. The guy's just rolling in the money. Yeah. Can you see me? Just picture me just rolling around in the $100 bills. Oh man, that's a mental picture you got to get rid of now, quick. But I wish it was that way, but it's not quite that way. After everything is said and done, I pay overhead and everything. Really, you only get maybe a third, maybe a third to cover my labor cost, which is me. And you think about a knife on average man hours. That's continually working on a knife. Man hours, you're looking at anywhere from 10 to 14 hours, man hours per knife. So even if you have say $10 an hour, that's $140. That's my labor. I don't even get that. Okay, you figure a third of this is less than $100 that I get. So I'm not even making minimum wage. That's another misconception of small business, that the owners, they see all the gross proceeds coming in. They think that the owner is getting rich, but the owner's got a lot of money going out because you have to buy the material. Those sand belts that we use to shape all this is about $10 a piece. So you're looking at about another $30. Looking at lights, buildings, insurance, everything that goes into making these equipment. I just purchased a new kiln. That was $1,000, just to help with the production of all these production models. So I have 2 kilns now. So all of this costs money. And that's what's built into the pricing of this. So when you look at a price on a item, a widget if you will, no matter what it is, if it's a knife, a sheath, whatever it is, and it comes from a small business, remember, we do not get the mass production benefits. We have to look at this on a smaller scale. This knife here is being produced by one person, and in most cases a small business is less than 5 people is producing this widget or whatever it is. So their overhead and their cost is probably 2/3 or maybe a little bit more of what you see on that price tag. So nobody's getting rich. Making a living, barely making a living. So if you're going to go into business, my advice, if you want to be an entrepreneur and start your own business, don't get me wrong, I am not complaining, folks. This is not complaining. I'm explaining, okay? I love my life. I love my business. I love what I do. I have a passion for what I do. And I think that's the key. You have to have a passion if you want to start your business of doing something. Otherwise, you're not going to be dedicated to it. You're not going to put forth the effort it requires to make that business succeed. You're not going to be willing to work those 10 to 12 hours on a knife and a sheath at $6 an hour. You're not going to be willing to do that unless you have a passion for that. So if you don't have a passion for making knives as a business, not as a hobby is totally different. It's a totally separate issue. If you intend to make these to sell as a business, you need to have a very high passion for it, because you can probably count on one hand who has gotten wealthy in this business, or any small business for that matter. Most small businesses, people just scratch and scrape by. Are there perks? Yeah, there are perks. One of those, I could take off and go fishing if I wanted to. That's a perk. But in most cases, if you have a passion for it, those are few and far between, because there's a drive. It keeps you in the shop. It keeps you from out there on the lake somewhere, on a creek bank, around a campfire, where you want to be. So anyway, I just wanted to explain that, and I appreciate all you guys' comments and everything, and especially the comments about need to hire more help, Well, I wish it were that simple. It's just that the backlog and the price ranges and all this other stuff, it's just not feasible to hire somebody else. I said, well, you can do more work. So instead of a third of a profit, I'm only going to get maybe a fifth of the profits, or not profits, but of the cost of one of these. So again, I still have the overhead and everything else coming out of my labor for my house. See, I still got to pay for my house, my car, my insurance. It's not counting the business, all right? So it's just not feasible to hire someone else. And believe me, I've looked at this at every angle that you can imagine, trying to figure out how this is going to work. So the only key to this right now is for me to continue doing this by myself, making these. And right now I have a huge amount of backlog, but that backlog is going to end soon. And so it's going to be back down to where I'm putting in 8-10 hours days, 5 days a week. And so what I do with those employees that I hired to get me over the hump, I have to lay them off, and that's just not fair. So I'm about to tighten the belt up, buckle down, get it done myself, get over this hump, and smile while I'm doing it. Okay? So anyway, I hope you guys are enjoying this little series of small business truths, and I hope it kind of shines a light on us small business guys. If you never owned a small business or managed a small business, then it's probably, it would be a shock to you to really understand what all goes into this. And again, I am not complaining. This is not a complaint. I'm explaining. So anyway, I appreciate all the sentiment and everything that you guys give me, but I'm only doing this to share and help those who are thinking about starting their own business of what it takes, because it takes this huge amount of dedication and time and effort and a passion. Don't forget that passion. If you don't have a passion for it, don't try it, because it will not succeed. Okay? All right, till the next one. You guys get in the backyard, whittle on a stick. Be sure to take a child with you, get the opportunity. And don't forget those plenty of Band-Aids and lots of knives. We'll catch you again soon.